But Metal Gear Solid 3.
Ocelot. Yeah, Young Ocelot.
Only because it's fun shooting the beehives over him. And
Okay, I can just say, like, when you fight after you fight him, just him just swatting those hornets with the ball. I'm like, oh my god, you're so amazing.
All right.
What's your opinion on Rising?
Ryzen or Raiden?
Rising.
Like Rising.
Rising?
Yeah, Rising.
I'm going to be quite serious here. I'm not the trailer watching type.
Okay.
I don't usually do it, so all I know is I heard it's going to be a lot faster paced. So I'm going to wait and see till the game comes
You
out.
can cut
Just leave it
anything.
there. Guy in the back.
How many of you in Metal Gear Solid 3 actually ate the parrot?
Yeah.
I didn't want to kill it.
I killed the parrot, but I ate it.
Just eating everything.
I think I caught it, but I caught it
There's a
for.
guy snipering at me. I turned and ate a parrot. You bastard! You ate my parrot! He actually says it.
I did catch the parrot though, but that was.
The parrot while it was still alive.
I did catch the parrot, but there was a reason I kept the parrot because I was trying to get all the trophies for Metal Gear Solid 3, but I don't think I did it in the original game.
Did anyone catch the fat snake?
Do you mean the Tsuchinoko?
Yes.
Yes.
I can never find that.
Oh, it's where the fear is. I
Yeah.
think it's at night or during the day, but I'm not.
And
entirely
I love
sure.
because I saw the conversation with it, and everyone's like, "Don't eat that snake. Keep it. Trust
You
me."
need a love trap for it.
Yeah, you do need a mouse trap.
Oh,
for it.
okay.
And you need to make sure it's alive. Anyone else?
What do you think of Metal Gear Solid 4? Like, personally, I actually couldn't beat the game after 20 minutes because I was trying to go through this part where there's a gunning thing. I thought I was supposed to kill him, and I kept going for it for 20 minutes. And it got to the point where I couldn't, I read the guide, read everything, and I'm like, there's no way around it. I even went and bought the guide, and that's like, oh, you mean that little thing around the corner that looks like it's like pasted, like a pasted wall section? Actually walkable?
Yeah.
And then I couldn't play it.
Metal Gear Solid 4 is the one I've probably played the least. I think I've only played through it once or so. Is this thing off now? It is. What? I don't know. They're not doing it properly here.
Is your phone solved yet, or are you still?
It was going good.
It just cut out.
And then it just cut out.
Right, just
Yeah.
I'm still trying to find AB. They're
All right.
a little hard to find.
Yeah. I was sorry.
If I can find them, I'll let you know.
Yeah. I was trying to oh, thank
Sorry,
you.
our last panel was over at the Doubletree.
Good God.
Wonderful man.
Yeah, thank you. I've been suffering. we were talking about Metal Gear Solid 4, and I was saying that I've only played through it once. I didn't think it was the greatest one out of all of them. I think 4 was maybe the weakest, in my opinion.
Can I just put a buffer on things? I know I'm late here. Spoiler buffer. Can we try not to spoil for people? Has everybody played 1, 2, 3, and 4? Metal Gear Solid?
Peace Walker.
Does anybody has it?
I haven't beat Peace Walker yet.
Okay, cool. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, we can go nuts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
He dies.
Snake is a clone.
We all know the truth.
Soily greenest people. Okay. Sorry. I have a question at the back.
Actually, not so much a question, but I actually did enjoy Metal Gear Solid 4. Like, it was one of those things that I enjoyed it once, I didn't really want to go through it again. It wasn't so much I had to chug through it because it wasn't like I'm forced to play this kind of thing, but it wasn't I want to go back and play it again.
Yeah.
Like, I liked what they did with it. I felt like it ended the series fairly well. And that Kojima was still in his fans, because that's what he does, but it was fun, and it was satisfying ending.
I like to think that 4 is it's a finale. Don't introduce somebody to the series with 4.
No.
I haven't met a person who has gone through 1, 2, 3, and then played 4 and hasn't cried. Me, I raped an entire tissue box. I really did. Like it's almost a treat.
Yeah.
You didn't really.
Well, the weird thing with this is, when it came out, I did not have a PS3, so I watched all the cutscenes online.
That would do it. I'm sorry. You lose.
No.
I don't mean to be rude. You do lose credit on that point.
I know I do.
Because gameplay is integral with the cutscenes.
I figure at one point I'll probably play it as a...
I just remember like the 10-minute trailer that came out for MGS4 where it was just a 10-minute cutscene. I'm just like, what's going on? It's just some ninja guy fighting. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
They did it so you could actually skip some of the cutscenes.
I don't think the thing is, there's a lot more cutscenes than there is gameplay.
Yeah.
In Metal Gear Solid 4.
It's a movie with a game attached.
You can skip any of the cutscenes in 4. You just press start and then.
He said that didn't work. He's like,
Who? No, you can skip every cutscene. That's how you get the big boss rating. Yeah.
the what?
The big boss rating.
Yeah.
It would kind of be impossible to finish a game in 16 hours and get that rating, because some of the cutscenes are 16 hours.
I'm okay with this.
I'm okay with this. Just let me grab a beer and a sandwich, and I'll sit down and just okay.
Yeah, the ending cutscene in particular is like, what, 30, 40 minutes maybe? Yeah, I know, you're in the back, I can see you.
Just one. Honestly, gotta go to bed.
End of 4. Oh.
Sorry, what? The what?
The cutscene at the end of Metal Gear 4.
Which one?
I was sitting there, my supper was ready, I like cooked it and everything, and I was just waiting for the end. I thought it was like, oh, this is gonna be like a 5-minute thing where you can see Snake, and then like 10 minutes later, 20 minutes later, and you don't want to skip it because you just beat the game. Why did you bother?
You can pause it.
You should really be used to it, right?
You can pause it.
I agree with him. I think that by that point, after going through 1, 2, and 3, you'd be used to it. And me, I thought the ending in 4, I thought it was beautiful.
Yeah.
How the snake parts. The credits roll, and you go, wait, stop. And then comes the epilogue, and the epilogue is just Snake, as it should be, really. You know.
No writing.
Yeah. Raiden's
got badass.
Raiden's ending or like resolve was nice, but Snake's I bawled like a baby. I really did. Yeah.
The year that came out and I played it, I loved that ending so much. I cosplayed as Old Big Boss showing up at the grave.
Did you talk like Sean Connery? Like
Yes, I
saw that! And I'm like,
well, wouldn't it be annoying if David Hayter doing both?
No, the voice actor for him was Solidus. Who was Solidus?
No, it was Richard Doyle.
Yeah, he was Solidus, wasn't he?
No, that was John Simon.
Get out of
And this is even worse because they have the actual voice actors' names near the characters when they appear, so that's how
That's the
bad.
worst part.
Yeah.
I gotta give it up for David Hayter. Has anybody here noticed the difference between like MGS4 Snake and like Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2 Snake?
Yeah.
How scraggly his voice sounds. I love it.
Well, yeah, because apparently when they were doing the cutscenes in 4, where like you're going around Shadow Moses and you hear the cuts, like the voiceovers, whatever, like those are from Twin Snakes. Because he's like, yeah, if we use the MGS1 voice clips, you would hear like traffic in the background and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, the audio quality is No,
But I hated they got rid of for Mei Ling. I hate how they got rid of her like Chinese accent
No,
from one.
you know what?
I'm like, that's what defines her.
For me, that was
It was brutal.
For me, personal thing, getting rid of Nastasha Romanenko's sexy Russian accent. That's just for me. But that's, talk to me about nukes, honey. I'll just sit here.
No, I think.
Oh my god.
No, I think they did the right change for Naomi and well, I don't know. The British thing was fine and all, but I thought it had a more emotional impact when they decided to do the delivery just without the accent for the Twin Snakes.
But it's the whole spy thing. That's what makes it so good.
Yeah. Well, I think Mei Ling, it was a little less comical.
No, but when you die and you hear her yelling at you in the codec, I just laugh my ass off. Snake!
I actually have a question that I'd love an answer. Anyone ever find the Easter egg of Millennium 2?
Oh
Yeah.
You get
Yes.
saved like 20 times, and then she gets fed up and actually interrupts Otacon, like the future says. It's like, oh god, and she actually comes in. Is that the voice from Twin Snakes or the original?
I think isn't it the original? I think
it's the
it is.
original.
Yeah, that's what makes it weird now, because if you play, Twin Snakes, she has a normal speaking voice, but then you go right to here, and it's like, no, the speaking voice is the same as the
Chinese
original
accent.
here.
Oh, okay, question.
Yeah.
Favorite Cobra unit or member? Cobra unit.
I was gonna go for favorite villain. That's
Okay,
a
well,
big question.
favorite boss over, but also favorite member of Cobra unit.
You're gonna have to.
Like
Cobra-
which one? Fear and Pain, Fury.
Yeah.
That's tough, but I think I'm gonna go end.
The end.
Yeah.
Fury.
The end boss fight is one of the most.
Technically, you could say the boss.
Yeah.
Joy, yeah.
The end was
Comes in
the
feeling
end.
boss to battle.
The end was
That's
probably
That was actually the best fight.
Feels boss.
the end was one of the most interesting fights.
Longest fight ever.
Oh my god, trying to find him with the damn microphone.
No, I used the thermal goggles. Or
You can.
Or you can just save and turn off your PS2 and.
I did that my second playthrough because I'm like, I can't go through this fight again.
Or you can kill him 3 hours before you get there.
In the back.
Actually, to be
where we going with the
honest,
Cobra
my favorite of them was the pain. It's just the campiness of a man made out of bees.
Nicolas Cage.
The bees, the bees.
If you ever make a Metal Gear Solid movie, then you need to have Nick Cage as the pain.
Grenade! Tommy gun!
Tommy
I'm
gun!
like, how did he summon a Tommy gun from bees?
He's the bee man. There's no
There's
explanation.
a reason why he got stung probably 1,000,000 times and lived to tell about it, I would think.
For me, my favorite Cobra unit member would be the Joy. She is the only Cobra unit member who does not have supernatural abilities. However, you look at Snake, who is human, and then you look at the boss. The scene where Ocelot is juggling the guns.
Which one?
Yeah, she just and she grabs the gun and fires the one bullet away.
And she breaks the gun and hands it back to him.
Don't fuck with this woman.
No, when I found out her voice actor, I was like, oh, she voices Mrs. Krabs' whale daughter in SpongeBob. I'm just like, oh
There's
dear.
also Diane Simmons on Family Guy.
Oh my god, yeah!
You're ruining the world. Don't ruin the image.
My favorite scene with the Joy was just in the torture scene where
God.
Vulcan's questioning her loyalty, and she's just like, "Are you questioning me?" She takes a step forward. He takes like 8 steps back. This 300-pound Russian man who can shoot 1,000,000 volts of electricity out of his body, and he just steps away from this petite 5'3" woman who weighs like 100
My
pounds.
favorite scene is the scene where Vulcan beats the shit out of Big Boss, but especially when he goes, he grabs the crotch. He says, "Wait, you're not Ivan."
Which is so great because it was Ryan, right?
You're better than Ivan!
And including finding Raiden, throwing him in the locker, and when you take the clothes off, and he's got the speedo, and he's got lightning on the speedo. I was giggling like a 5-year-old girl when I saw that scene.
I just remember when I first saw the fear, like just him going like
Yeah.
and crawling up the wall. I'm like, how are you doing that? And then the tongue and stuff. I'm just like,
Near the ending of the game, what I would do is after beating the boss, I would quickly switch to the scientist and the, what is that, the kabuki mask outfit, because I just like watching, on the airplane scene.
It totally kills the emotional impact. Or you can just wear the disguise with like the mustache.
Yeah.
That's annoying though, because that was the best camo for that fight, right? The kabuki mask, and then you're stuck.
So you have to
What are you talking about? The scientist can't even fight.
Oh, I meant the kabuki mask. So then when he's talking to the president, he still got it on.
I
right?
spam the SIG gun so much.
Going back to I guess Cobra unit members, but villains, favorite villains. Anybody? Come on,
I like the Fury a lot, but
Revolver Blade.
Raging Raven.
Sorry?
Raging Raven or whatever?
Vulcan Raven.
No, not Vulcan Raven, in 4. Raging Raven.
Oh yeah,
Big boss.
that was a good fight.
Well,
Why?
like Force. He's the best character, he's the best villain.
But he's really not present in 1, 2, and well,
the one?
1 and 2. Big Boss, as we know him, as we know Big Boss, is really not present in 1, 2, or 3.
how many have played the games in chronological order?
1 and 2.
I'm trying.
How many
Am I the only one?
No, I
So you're going 3, 1, 2, and then 4?
Yeah, because
or well, you could also put Peace Walker after 3.
Snake's Revenge.
No, you do.
Revenge.
No, you do 3 portable ops, then Peace Walker,
Yes.
and then 1, 2, 2.
Yeah. All right, we go for Girl Ren, I think.
I just want to say, I know it's a little bit off topic, but why I don't like the war is that the whole tragedy of Big Boss, Snake never knew what a good person he was. And they succeeded throughout the whole series of those 3, obviously.
Yeah.
But really, who suspected Zero?
If you that you had to play portable ops and like
I hated that they made Sigan the DARPA chief. I was like, where'd that come from?
Yeah.
But then you find out Paramedic was all like, she did Les Enfants Terribles, and I'm like, okay, that's yes,
That
that's
doesn't make
good.
sense. The DARPA chief working.
Made Gray
Shadow
Fox.
Moses.
I made Gray Fox,
I
so I'm
find-
like, okay.
I find one of the most interesting things about MGS is the fact that characters change. Big Boss at the beginning of MGS 3 is this young, lovable hero, a bit oddball of a soldier, and then by the time Peace Walker comes, he's a shell of a man. A friend of mine said a comment to me. Big Boss may have only fired 1 bullet at the boss, but it killed them both.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
He said
Yeah.
like
Became
in 4
the villain.
that he felt dead ever since that moment.
Well, he I think Big Boss kind of loses his faith in people throughout the series.
What do you expect? He got set up.
What is Outer Heaven? A haven for soldiers. That's
You
what
don't
it is.
trust the soldiers. I mean, look at the whole conspiracy with the boss.
Yeah.
I don't blame him.
I always got a kick out of like how villains, not only heroes or like good characters that were aligned with good in the game, respect the boss. You know.
Yeah.
That's an interesting point.
Loyalty to the end.
Yeah. She is a patriot. There's no way around it. That is what a patriot is. You know.
Well, and that cool ass gun with the babies in there.
Oh yeah.
Love that.
Oh, that gun, yes.
Can I just say in 4, when you have the Patriot, you put it up, you just hear him. I'm like,
Who sings along when that happens? How many times you climb the ladder and through?
Oh my god.
no, my friend always says in 3, the ladder, hardest boss in the game.
I'm trying to seriously, like, I always want to try and get to the top before that damn song ends, but it never
And
happens.
you let go at the end and go again. No, it is.
It would be so much better if you just like grappling.
Yeah. Try playing that, but it's real. In the 90s,
Yeah.
I got a real good question to you. You said, yeah, I agree with you, him shooting that drum. But if he didn't shoot the joy, would that change, like, would that...
That would have changed the course of history.
That would have
Because
been...
She knew she was. In order for things to move forward, the joy had to die, and she.
But
knew
that
it.
was just because it was dirty pool. It was like, she didn't have to die just because...
But that's what the nature of the Cold War was.
Yeah. But,
So what?
you know, it's one of those things where she didn't have to die. It was just one of those extra things.
But she did. There was no other.
No,
like,
she was gonna die anyway. She chose Big Boss.
They had to blame
They need to blame it on somebody. That's what the Cold War was. It was
Okay.
we have this. Well, we have this. Well,
Okay, then
and nobody. And
I'm trying to make. If he didn't kill her, what do you think would have happened next?
It would have been as
World War 3.
Yeah, as or as Colonel Campbell says, what a time paradox. That's what would have happened.
what is everyone's favorite Easter egg? Well, or because I think mine is probably if you look at the toilet in Metal Gear Solid 2 with Raiden, and it's like, oh, I'm sorry, Jack. Sorry, Rosemary. And it's like they said, Jack, I can't believe you do that. This is disgusting.
No, one of my...
And they won't, and she won't let you save, I think.
Yeah.
No, one of my favorites is when you're looking around for aims or whatever with the thing, but then you lie down in front of one of the the women, and you're just like, you can see like upskirt shot, and then Rose is just like, Chad, what the hell?
Just because I'm a horrible person and a pervert, following Meryl into the washroom,
Yeah.
snakes. Oh look, she's in underwear. I'm totally gonna just pay attention to the plot.
Plus your nipples are bleeding through your tank top.
Eyes on her. Plot.
Pass,
I'm just
pass.
Yeah,
I'm a horrible person.
I love the hidden shots in Metal Gear Solid. Is it 3? Yes, Metal Gear Solid 3. Like when they have the Eva and they show from Snake's point of view, just plugging away. We're gonna go to.
Well, it's a non-Easter egg. Is that fine? Okay, so do you think that Snake not dying in 4 weakened the series?
I think
No.
It's up to you.
He's turned.
I think,
He's
well,
sad.
Hideo was trying to make a statement about the video game industry with that. I think it was bold. I think, to be quite honest with you, excuse my French, I think he really fucked himself on that because they've kind of hit a wall now, especially with Ryzen,
No,
which
it
I
doesn't exist.
Sorry?
It does not exist.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
I am, well, Revengeance, fucking Devil May Cry with Raiden. Like, what? As much as it pains me to say this, I am not going to play that game. I have zero interest. Has anybody seen images of the Fox system?
No.
For MGS5, which looks like a remake of the original Metal Gear Solid?
Oh.
Fox system.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. Sorry, it was something else.
Yeah.
So they have like salt on and stuff like that?
If you thought 4 looked real, 5 could pass for being real.
Wow.
Like you could mistake it. Yeah. It's got like this like Uncle Sam. We want you thing for
PMC.
I think it was a bold move. I love MGS4, but for me, the series kind of ends there. It really does.
Yeah.
Like I didn't play a video game for probably a month after I beat 4, just because I was so emotionally invested. You know?
That's cool.
Yeah.
We had was there a question over there?
Naomi actually challenges people to tell the difference between the Fox engine in real life.
Yeah.
Photos of rooms and photos of rooms from the game. They say, tell us which one's real. Like, that's how similar they are.
Yeah, and people were choosing wrong.
That's
Yeah.
not. It can't be running on a PS3 then. Is
Huh? Oh yeah, it is. The PS3 hasn't even come close to reaching its potential.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
MGS4 pushed it a bit. Pushed it just a little bit. Scratched the surface.
It's a 4-year-old game, and it still looks like blah.
Yeah, I'd argue Heavy Rain is pretty close.
I have
great
issues.
movie.
I have issues with Heavy Rain. The Dead Eyes. The Dead Eyes are what kill it for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I still think it.
Some of the body language is really good, but the eyes are what throw it off.
Well, one thing that
And MGS4 beats that because
one thing I found stupid in 4 was when like Otacon was like, "Oh, you have to go through this room and like plant the virus or whatever." Or so you go through that room and you're like, he's burning in that room and stuff, and then you get to that room with like to plant the virus, and Otacon just plants the virus with the mark, and I'm like, "What did you need Snake for then? You could have just rolled in there and."
You had to open the door.
Yeah.
He's a wet face.
We'll go to. I guess he's had his hand up for the longest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
stand up. Yeah.
Sorry. I don't know. Well, relating back to like, you mentioned like the one bullet shooting, killing like Joy, that sort of like tangents me to like I play through all the MGS's no runs. Like that's the only way I play.
Nice.
And I've always wondered how that fits in with like the canon of the series because it's always shown that Snake's always like really like post-traumatic.
Well, it obviously doesn't. Let's be real. You can't just trank the boss. The boss would find you and come to your house and kill you the next day. It wouldn't work like that. Oh yeah, she's fine.
I'm not about tranking the boss. I'm just talking about like how you can go through like in general you can go through all the games without murdering. Look, you do murder the bosses.
You kind of have to push the square button in order to just stand there like this.
What's really weird about that is that.
How does that fit in with the entire Snake is like Snake is a killer, Snake has been like scarred by all these
That's kind of like hitting a. Why do you play video games? I don't mean to be rude, but that's kind of like, yeah.
I think
I've always found
what it is that the whole 10-year gap when he was with the boss during like the Vietnam War, perhaps that's when he was scarred.
Yeah.
It's because they haven't done that game, but they.
But there was portable ops before Peace Walker.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Which also has Gray Fox in it. So,
And
yeah.
Young Campbell.
That just shows how awesome the Big Boss is, where you can just drag anyone into a truck and they join.
Okay.
I just want to bring back 4. Like, I want to see what people's crowning moment was awesome, where you're like, oh my god, this is really happening. Mine was
In terms of like,
Rex. I was just like, no freaking way that thing's gonna come back to life and I'm gonna actually pilot.
Are we talking just in terms of like powerful moments, whether they
just
be
like,
sad or?
yeah, something like you were in the game, you're like, I did not see that coming.
Mine was probably when like Snake was on the ground or whatever, and Raiden is just like trying to like block Ray from like crushing Snake, and then like loses an arm and stuff. He's just like, I was just like, and then you see him later fighting, no arms. He's fighting with his mouth, and I'm just like, you got so much cooler.
I've got an answer.
Like, I was just
for
like,
that.
oh.
The intro. The intro to Metal Gear Solid 4. Just the TV
It is
channel.
like- it is like
weirdest.
Oh yeah, that the David Hayter and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I thought that was.
I'm watching baseball right now.
Yeah. It's just the most weird thing. I'm like, what the hell's going on here?
And the funny thing is, all like those people you see, they're all voice characters.
I know they are.
Yeah,
They
it's
are,
so
but
cool.
It's
It's so
still
cool.
weird.
I think for me, just going back to Shadow Moses, right? That was pretty epic. And then that nice fade they do with the
Such a thing as you knew you were from the trailer.
What I wish they
I avoided trailers.
they could have done more with Shadow Moses. They could have let you like go to like all just like I wanted to go back to like the basement where you fought Psycho Mantis, and they're like, oh no, no need to go there anymore. I'm just
Psycho
like,
Mantis made an appearance in 4. Was that not enough for you?
no, it was, but I wanted to go back.
You're not a 4 fan.
I wanted to go to the bathroom where you see Meryl in her underwear, like relive that.
No, I kind of agree with him a little bit. I kind of wanted to.
But my favorite part in Shadow Moses, my favorite part in Shadow Moses is just going down that hallway, seeing like the cold, dry blood stains on the wall, and then just hearing like going back to that memory, hearing like people dying by Gray Fox. So just like
in the piss lava.
no, yeah, the piss stain on the lava. That was awesome.
Talking about powerful moments in 4 for me that I did not see coming, and again I was a mess after this. Big Mama dying and the apple and the symbolism. Oh my god, that was horrible.
Seeing
If anybody was okay with Liquid Ocelot after that, you've got problems. You really do.
No, and seeing like Snake like look at Eva and she like sees Big Boss and he's like, Eva, like I need you and stuff like that. And I'm just like, and he's like, Snake, and I'm like,
yeah.
Was it entirely Ocelot or not? Like, I mean, because it seems to be more liquid rather than Ocelot.
that final boss fight in 4.
So good. So good.
When I actually did shed here is when Eva jumped into the fire to grab Big Boss's body. I was like, that is just that's so patient.
Yeah.
Well, that's what did it. And if you are okay with Ocelot after that, you have problems.
There was
You
always
really
that flip
do.
flop. Does she really love the boss? Does she? Then it's like at the end she does that. You're like,
She only gets off her bike if she falls in love.
Yeah.
or dies.
Or dies.
Right, we'll go over there. Not the one in the back, the one in the DC shirt. Yeah.
Was I the only one that noticed a difference in the map layout in Shadow Moses? It wasn't identical to like.
Well, no, you're approaching from a different point, right? So it's not really a problem, I think. The map layout was pretty much the same once you got to that area.
It looked a lot different. Like it didn't look the same. Like it was cool and everything. Like every time I went in there, I would always put the young face paint camo. Like it just like the nostalgic feel.
MGS1 Facebook camo, that was cool. Honestly, my one complaint about 4 was I didn't like I know that Snake was supposed to be old because of the cloning stuff, but I didn't like that, so that's why I loved that they put young Snake with the bandana face camo. I was like, rest of the game with that only.
Oh, I loved Old Snake. I think Old Snake was a good like Kojima's apology for Raiden, right?
That is how you make a character evolve. In my opinion.
Sorry for Raiden. We made him a ninja, but we made Snake old.
Going back a little bit, what did people think? Going back to MGS2, when they brought Snake back and he had the mullet. just a random question. Did people dig it?
I liked it.
I loved it just because I love 80s movies and I'm like, okay, +5 to manliness, if that's even possible anymore with Solid Snake.
I liked him as Pliskin. I thought he was cool.
Escape from LA. Oh yeah. Escape from New York. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
You know what I actually found strange about that is like that snake is a snake from Shadow Moses, but like the play arts of the Shadow Moses snake have come out. Have you seen his face?
Does
it
it
looks retarded. It looks nothing like Big Boss, and Pliskin looks like Big Boss. I mean, I know they only had pixels to go by for the Shadow Moses face, but they could have made it look more like Big Boss, because the Big Boss play arts look like Big Boss. But the
The
snake,
Big Boss skin was really hilarious, actually.
the snake one doesn't look like Big Boss. Like they showed no filial resemblance.
Yeah.
I argue because Liquid and Snake aren't just exact clones, they're actually sons. Solidus was an exact clone, so there could be a little bit of difference in the base structure.
But
their genes.
Solid Snake was the failure, though.
But in the games, when you look at like MGS2 and MGS3, Liquid and Solid, or sorry, not the Solid and Naked Snake, they do model them so that they look just like each other. You know, so that's what they're going for. At least to me, that's what I see.
We'll go to the guy in the back.
Yeah, sorry. This is going back to your Easter egg thing. Metal Gear Solid 4, when you told that clip about the affected by aliens.
No.
Brings it back.
I don't know about the aliens, but I do remember just the part in Metal Gear Solid 2 where the Colonel goes absolutely batshit insane.
Have you ever seen the purple worm eat scissors on
scissors?
Naked Raiden.
Turn off the console now.
Honestly, you have played the game long enough.
Game over.
I think Fission Mailed is my favorite.
Fission Mailed.
Actually, I gotta admit though, that the best part of that like one for me is when Game Over came and the screen was like a quarter of the like TV, and I was tripping. And I'm like, oh shit.
No, I was giggling all the way throughout the whole like Naked Raiden, like punching people. Cartwheels. Hanging with one arm over his junk and like.
No, and then like there's a thing where he does the flip, and so you're like trying to see. No. But no, my favorite Easter egg in MGS2 is just with the projectors.
Oh yes.
No. Then what I did was I did like made a move, and just all you see. I'm just like.
Yeah. I just like the projectors. They're all looking at, these women on the screen, and they keep going back and forth. And then when it turns back to the Colonel, they turn around and look at you.
Who's that Cody?
Oh yeah, that one.
Not mine.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. I have something to confess is guilty pleasure. I played the beginning of Metal Gear Solid 2 probably longer than the Raiden half. And what I did is everything. I actually cranked
you mean like the Raiden, like 99% of the game?
No, anyway, I actually tranked every guard in that main room with like the bandana. It took me like 4 hours.
But I got a kick out of using the softcore porn posters to distract guards. Come here. Oh. that was great. Favorite characters?
Trickle physics. I mean Eva.
Okay. When you check under their history of what they ate, and you find breast implants in there.
I love Eva's love for instant noodles.
Yeah.
And then you go back a few, and it's like duck à l'orange, filet mignon, and it's like.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we've been eating snakes.
Rat.
This is great.
Yeah. Crocodile must taste great. For sure.
Snake, you got a PSD-1. You can use it to save Sniper Wolf. I mean, you can
save Meryl.
What are you fighting for?
Favorite character is probably Frank Yeager. He has the best story, and like the entirety of Metal Gear 2 or not Solid, Metal Gear 2, where Snake.
That is very obscure. I know who you're talking about. People here.
Gray Fox.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Gray Fox.
Gray Fox before he becomes, Cyborg.
Yeah.
The entire backstory between Snake and Gray Fox, like, the fact that they were, good friends, they fought together, they were soldiers together, and then the last kind of encounter that they have before he dies is they're fighting, just like beating the shit out of each other with their hands, pardon the French.
Yeah.
No guns, nothing, no emotions, no strings attached, purely because it's the job.
Yep.
And they're doing it in a mind-field.
Yeah, fist fight the monkey.
Since the 8-bit days, like, Metal Gear has had very, very solid, very epic, very emotional endings.
Yep. And the writing has always been on par.
Favorite character.
I've been a big fan of Johnny since 4.
How many times you killed him?
But that's what made it great, right? You had this character and then, his ancestors. And then finally get to see him for who he is.
I guess Otacon for me, because especially he banged Naomi, and I'm just like in a helicopter. I'm just like, you sir, rock. But also I also like Sunny. She was like, you find out like she's a sweet little girl and she's so smart and she's the daughter of Olga, and I'm just like,
she's supposed to be like symbolism.
She can't cook.
For the good side of the new generation. That's that's.
But I did get tired of those egg cooking cutscenes.
Why are you showing this again?
Hate that.
Okay, bit of an obscure reference. I'm probably going to say Colonel Campbell.
Oh,
is anybody
yeah.
here? No. Is anybody here familiar with Rambo?
Oh, yes.
Colonel Troutman.
Yeah.
That is their homage to Colonel Troutman.
Speaking of Colonel
That
Campbell.
makes total sense. It's
It is.
Scary.
Oh.
It is. They confirmed it. It is. That's the reason he looks like him, talks like him, and sounds like him.
I hear it's invasion.
That was great in Portable Ops, where you get where you see him as a young guy, right?
I'm just like,
and he's got like Beatles hair.
Beatles.
You used to be cool. What happened to you?
Okay, so maybe the question's a little off topic, but back in Metal Gear Solid 4, like I really loved the storyline, everything was excellent. And Raiden got a lot cooler, but one thing I didn't think made any sense, I don't know, maybe I can get some closure on this, but when he's fighting the frog troopers pretty much at the end.
And the Fem troopers?
Yeah, the Fem troopers.
When he put on walls.
But yeah, he uses that lightning cloud thing on them. If anybody can explain the lightning cloud where he's like shooting lightning at people.
He's a robot ninja, don't ask.
It's
magic to magic.
It's like magic had some kind of explanation. Once I see the lightning cloud, I was like, it's cool, but I don't get any of it.
Here's an interesting question. What do you guys think is the most believable Metal Gear Solid? I like to go with 3, just because it is really, really heavily versed in history, but.
Honestly, I would have to go with 2 because, like, you see Fortune.
Peace Walker as well, but Peace Walker has a few.
You see Fortune stuff, and you're like, oh no, and then you find out Ocelot was all like, oh no, it's a barrier that we put on you, and then Banff, you find out later, nanomachines were generated in his body and stuff like that. So I'm like, I don't know, I just thought 2 was the most believable in my opinion.
Yeah, true and all that. Well, besides Psycho Mantis, 1 would have been the most believable. Psycho Mantis was just, it's psychic. It's powerful. There's no explanation to that.
Yeah, but he can't seem to read you when you put the...
Your memory card.
He sure doesn't like my memory card.
Yeah, well, this is like Smash Bros.
Scipio of the Night? Yeah, you like Scipio of the Night. Now let me
Yeah.
Girl in the red that had her hand up?
Oh, well, I was going to say, DARPA's actually a real thing. I felt really
It is.
not knowing that. And I think what's also one of the most realistic, they have a lot of real terms in there that I didn't know if they
Oh my god, the terminology just
Again,
makes my head explode.
Going back to Nastasha, everything she talks about with like nuclear history and all that stuff, that's all true. Yeah.
I forgot you existed.
A lot of people.
I played 1, and then I played 2, 3, 4, and I'm like, wait a minute, wasn't there like some Russian chick or something in the first game? Like, what happened to Ravenenko?
I just thank you. I just have a thing for Russian chicks. Don't mind me.
Secretly turned out to be Olga somehow.
With her hairy armpits, that was killing for me.
I ruined your hentai, haha.
We all use the cam, and I'm like, what's it?
No, Colonel. Yeah, it's a shame that you can't like. I've always wanted to see if you were able to hack the game and put a gun and shoot Olga. You know, when
It would
she's
create a time
unconscious,
paradox.
to see if there would be a time paradox.
That would break the game.
Yeah.
There'd be no settings.
Probably break the code. Psychomantis shows up and kills her. I just have one add-on to Russian check, yay. That's name. Anyway, yeah, she
Who is
actually
not Olga, let's just forget about
not
that.
Olga.
The other
But she actually like always has the coolest dialogue explanation. Like it's almost like she's taking stuff right off of Wikipedia and going on. She even mentioned when you
My
play
friend wrote an essay for university based on that, and it's all.
Even when she fights Psychomantis, she has real evidence that it's true. In World War II, they actually had people studying the psychic and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
But as amazing as like Supernatural does, they try to explain it.
Well, MGS, I think for all of its supernatural stuff, for the most part, they always try to give a grounded explanation. It's almost like Christopher Nolan. Anybody? The director Christopher Nolan. Supernatural, but it's grounded. You can kind of suspend disbelief and ride the fine line between real and.
On like favorite characters, or I always really liked Ocelot's character, like just the way he plays in the story. He's a total bastard, but
Do you like
the way
Ketchup?
he plays into the story is very.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, the way he plays into the story is just very interesting because he's a totally despicable person, but in the end, he's working for the greater good.
Ocelot actually has some of the best character development in the entire series.
Oh,
he is the weakest and biggest bitch of a boss in one, and kind of irrelevant. And then as the games go on, right after the credits, who speaks in every single game? It's Ocelot.
That's why you play Twin Snakes, because in Twin Snakes, Ocelot fight you have first-person shooting, so you're just first-person mode, so you're just like, I can see you.
I gotta add on, the Ocelot is my favorite character. You have that love-hate with that character. He burned you so many times, and you're like, oh my god, he's so freaking cool. Even in Snake Eater, when you saw he's so skilled. My argument in one is I think he was just toying with Snake, Solid Snake. He probably could have won that fight just out of a whim. It's Ocelot.
I liked at the end of 4 when like you beat him in the boss fight or whatever, and then he goes just like he's just like you're pretty good, and I'm just like yeah.
Fangirl.
My favorite thing was seeing him do it up, especially when Eva took the tire track to the face. Yeah, if that's not like slap, I don't know what it is.
The first encounter with Snake, where Snake teaches him how to use a revolver and tells him he should be using one.
Oh, the Raiden thing where like.
It'll be a work from the president just going.
The Easter egg where Raiden goes back in time to try to prevent Big Boss or something.
Oh yes,
because he wants to do a thing, and I just love that.
The Secret Theater.
Yeah, Secret Theater
episodes for that.
Raiden running naked.
No, then he goes back to Metal. No, he goes back to Metal Gear 2, and I'm just like, okay.
No, but my favorite part of the Secret Theater was the what? Are we getting close?
Metal Gear Second.
No, we got 12 minutes. We're good. No, Metal Gear Second was pretty funny, but the one where he's, like they do the scene where he says how you use the Cold Single Action Army, and it's like he says besides, I can't remember what happened, but it was like there was no bullets in the gun or something. Was it
And
Snake?
it kills Snake, and
Yeah.
there's a bullet in there.
He's a cowboy. He doesn't need bullets.
That's yeah. Also, I didn't understand the Sokolov, Secret Theater one. Oh, Sokolov.
There's a lot of really weird, quirky Japanese humor in
You see him burning porn magazines, and then you just like, wait a minute. Then you just see them reading them in there.
In terms of like random items or like oddball items, what are some of your favorites?
Geisha face.
I'm gonna have to go with the Dirty Magazine because I get a kick out of it every single time. Especially like if they bend down to pick it up.
Okay,
I would always trank him in the ass.
shit came on.
Okay, I have 2. I have the Psycho Mantis doll because it's just fun, and the whirlwind gun. Just that one bullet gun, just whirlwind, and then all you see is items everywhere. You're just like,
Yeah, the shit camo in the third game.
Gakko camo.
Yeah.
Was it?
No, the camo where it's
Flies are like flying around your head.
Yeah.
And guards like you go behind a tree and it's like.
I love what they did with the cardboard boxes in Peace Walker. You got the tank one. You got the
tank one's hilarious.
You can just keep going.
The ambulance box made me laugh.
No, I love the Easter eggs in Peace Walker. Like you're searching for the nukes in the trucks, and you open one, and it's like Metal Gear, and it's like a Metal Gear, and then you go, no, Mr. Kojima, and then you get him part of your base, and I'm like, that's so cool.
One of the funniest things as well I find is getting guards to eat rotten food. How do I get rid of this guy? I got no weapons. Ugh. And then you run up and like beat the shit out of the guy while he's like puking at food.
Running around the alligator mask. That just rolls.
You mean the derp mask? That's what I call it. The derp.
And everyone, you just go in Coda conversation, everyone just laughs at you like that looks freaking ridiculous.
With the crocodile?
No, the James Bond conversation.
Yeah.
They have conversations about 2001: A Space Odyssey in Peace Walker.
Oh, well, I mean, God. Paramedic is just one big, like, hey, let's make her a giant film reference.
I love Paramedic.
Oh, she's awesome. Yeah, no, she's
You're gonna tell me what it tastes like.
Sunlight.
Sunlight! Lunar Nights reference.
Oh wait,
And then what?
prison. The little mini game.
Yeah.
Sorry? That game was supposed to come out and it never did.
And Snake's Nightmare.
Yeah, it got cancelled. Like,
Ape
right after
Escape
the
in
release.
3.
Oh yes, that was amazing.
Banana camo.
No, and then the skateboarding too. You could like play Salt Snake on the big shell, just skateboarding.
Was there a snake?
Yeah, in the PS2 collection.
They played like this like cheesy punk version of the MGS theme where you're like big air.
Because Tony Hawk was popular at the time, so it's like, oh, let's put Salt Snake on a skateboard.
That's pretty
Big
good
shell.
too.
Oh yeah.
I love the Mark II in general, just because of because I played Snatcher back in the day, and it was great to see that come back.
The Mark II. Man, do you abuse the hell out of that thing?
I barely used it. Oh,
It's gonna be a big fan of just the single.
actually, another one of my favorite characters. One of my.
I prefer the cigar just because like no camo, shirt off, cigar, and the minigun, and you just run.
No, another favorite character, the monkey.
Oh yeah.
No, you just see the monkey drinking soda. I'm like, favorite character in this game.
Did anybody here get all the frogs in MGS3?
Oh yeah, I did.
No,
a long
that was
time.
hell.
And they're the Yoshis in 3DS, aren't they?
The Yoshis in GameCube as well.
No, the GameCube had that one.
Nintendo reference?
And it
Yes,
gives
you
you
shoot a
health.
GameCube and a coin comes up and then the Yoshi is like,
Yoshi!
yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah, but it's really funny during one of the cutscenes in Twin Snakes, and you can see they focus in on the Yoshi and Mario.
Almost like
the GameCube.
Where do you think the series can go from here? There is a new game coming out. I think. Well, my bet is that it's going to be a remake of the original.
I would love to see a remake of. So you mean the original Solid?
Metal Gear.
I would love to see a
Yeah,
remake.
3D remakes of Metal Gear 1 and 2. They could do
That's
it.
what they
They
need.
could do it. Yes.
And Snake's Revenge.
I actually with an interview with the guy that created it that he might actually be considering doing the boss's story eventually.
So we get like World War I.
Female protagonist.
No, like go back to World War
I
II and like
would
plays
love
the
to see
Cobra unit and stuff. That'd be so sweet.
Yeah.
Actually, I had a big discussion with a group, and they all agree. We want to know what happened to Snake between 2 and 4.
Well, they've missed.
No, not Philanthropy. That was 1 and 2.
They've missed covering one sequential period, and that's the 80s. And that's what happens in Metal Gear 1 and 2. You know?
Yeah.
They haven't touched the 80s. You know?
So like, there's that whole gap.
Stop right there. The 80s are awesome.
Because they don't remember the
Well,
80s.
wasn't Snake like created in 1977? So wouldn't he have still been like growing up?
No.
Time paradox.
But I figured they should at least recreate the first 2 Metal Gears.
Yeah, exactly. Because
We're
there was some
talking
interesting.
not Metal Gear Solid, Metal
There were some
Gear.
interesting bosses in that game.
I will pay plenty of money just to hear a voice actor say, "I feel asleep."
I feel
The thing is, for anyone who hasn't played those original games, they're so true to Solid. Like, you know, they've really a lot of the mechanics that made it into Solid came from those games, and it's hard to imagine them in 2D until you actually play them. But they work so
If you
well.
think MGS is hard, go play Metal Gear.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
Those dogs.
The angry video game nerd talked about how bad.
Yeah, and then you
Metal
go back
Gear was.
up one panel, back down, resets.
This was retarded. You enter a truck, and you come out and the guard respawns right where you come out of the truck and you always.
No, you go into the truck, back of a truck, and it's just like a giant ass room, and you're like, what?
TARDIS.
The great thing is,
TARDIS, yes.
Doctor Who.
the great thing would be if they did remake Metal Gear 1 and 2. There's so many good Easter eggs they could put in from the NES Metal Gear, the American version. You know, maybe there's a way to skip Metal Gear at the end. There's so many Snake's Revenge references you could throw in during the second half. I think they should.
The intro song to Metal Gear 2 is like one of my favorite Metal Gear songs. Like, I love it.
Yeah, I think we're going to start closing it up here because we got about 5 minutes left here, and we don't want to, you know.
Yeah, we're gonna get yelled at by them soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pull your boxes.
Yeah, I guess thanks everyone for coming. I think we're going to see a couple more Metal Gear games. I hope Revengeance is good. I don't expect it to be Metal Gear, but I expect it to at least be Devil May Cry, so maybe it'll be more than just chopping up watermelons.
Yeah. I was
We'll see.
Metal Gear Fruit Ninja.